question, and Rosemary, you probably remember this because you were chair for a long time, but you're still chair?
I'm still chair, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Well,
great.
there's
So
an election being held. It has to be done every year, so.
Okay, so you know what you're doing. I'm sorry. For some reason, I forgot that you were here.
That's okay. That's all right. I wasn't
Yeah,
at the
the
last one,
only,
so it's
the
easy.
only reason is because this is according to the open meeting policy. This is the first meeting of 2022.
Right.
So we have to re-elect the chair and the co-chair officially. So I'm motioning. Bob, what is your vote?
I would
chair and
vote
the
for
co-chair.
Rosemary.
Carlos,
I'll vote for Rosemary also.
Elizabeth, Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Okay, well, I guess I'll vote for myself then.
Well, okay, we have a unanimous vote.
Okay.
Co-chair or vice chair, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Carlos, you vote for
Um,
yourself?
If anybody wants it, they're free to have it. But
Come on,
No,
Carlos, step up.
that's not an answer.
I nominate
other
Carlos.
than that, yes,
I- I
Elizabeth?
nominate or Carlos. Yeah, I'm good with,
Yeah, and I
With
second that
Carlos.
nomination.
yeah.
okay.
And okay, so we have a unanimous vote on our co-chair, vice chair and chair for the commission for this year. Our next thing on our agenda is the adoption of the rules and procedure update. Did everyone get a chance to review those?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And is everybody on board with the new rules and procedures? Is there anything you want to add, subtract, question?
Nope, it's all good.
Fine.
Awesome. Okay. So our next item on
But Mary,
yes.
Mary, I would get a motion. I would
Okay,
call for
a
a motion to
Okay.
adopt those minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
I
a
move to
motion.
accept the new rules.
Yes.
I
Okay.
agree.
You
Okay.
second? Okay,
I second that. Okay.
okay. All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you,
Okay, so we're good,
Rosemary.
all in favor.
Thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you. Okay. So our next thing on the agenda is the referral for the zoning alignment project. And at this time, I will turn it over to Rosemary.
Is someone doing is someone here doing a
Roseanne.
presentation?
Roseanne.
Roseanne is doing the presentation?
Well, you're on mute, Roseanne.
I'm always on mute.
Oh.
I certainly can. I have to admit, I was under the impression that we were just going to leave the presentation from last time sort of standing,
Yes.
if everybody got a chance to watch it.
Right.
But I can do some presentation if you like.
Did you want to would you be comfortable just summarizing it for us?
Yeah,
that would be
Get
great.
Questions?
Thanks.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a big job, but.
It is a big job, yes. So as you know, we've been working very hard to align the zoning code to be consistent with the adopted comprehensive plan, which includes the placemaking plan for the city of Rochester. And while it was delayed partially because of changes in staff, including my coming on board, we feel that we've picked up speed again and we're ready to move forward. A big part of that is the map, which was recently released with all of the new zoning districts, and we are entering a period of public commentary on that. But quickly on the heels of that, we think we need to enter into a formal process related to seeker. We do believe that this falls under the type 1 actions for seeker, being a major change to the official map and the official code. And so we are referring it to you to see if you concur and Sorry, I had a thing in my throat. And we are here to answer any questions you may have, but we are hoping to proceed. And if it is the case that you do agree, our environmental review will come right on the heels of our public process. So in effect, we'll have two public processes going. We'll have just the general commentary meetings that we're doing, but we'll also have quickly on the heels of that, the sort of formal environmental review.
So I'll just, if you don't mind, I'll just add a couple things to that. So the Environmental Commission's task is to receive a referral and make a decision or recommendation on whether the project should be subject to an environmental impact statement or not. In other words, should it be POSDEC'd or NEGDEC'd, as you guys understand that terminology. And so in this case, we are already going to do a POSDEC on the project and proceed with an environmental impact statement. So really what we're trying to do is just as a courtesy, bring you in to the normal process, understanding that we're already proceeding on a certain path, obviously the most stringent path. And then you will take on a role in that path in that you provide us with, you actually conduct the public hearing on the environmental impact statement, which we're thinking might be, I think it's going to be like in late summer of 2023, I think is when we're thinking of the EIS will be ready. Don't quote me on that yet, though. I think that's what it was. And then you also review all the comments we receive, and you help us you take a objective standpoint because since we're the project sponsors, you serve as an objective body to help us understand what comments need what level of review, and we will help you through that process. It's a process that we've been through before. Rosemary's been through it with us before. And then at the end of the process, you make a recommendation whether the project of the zoning code and map should proceed to an approval, a denial, or an approval with modification. So that's your role at the end, but it's a very involved role for the commission. So we just want to get you in early and get your kind of, at least tuned into it and give you some context, which we did with that presentation that you've all seen. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where we're at right now. So.
Okay.
I had a question because I saw that, that not much has changed since 2003 and you guys were modernizing. What kind of changes have you made so far as far as modernizing the zoning code?
Should I start, Doreen, and then you can?
Sure.
You're really good at catching the stuff I miss. So
yeah.
So I think on the one hand, you could say not much has changed because what's working, there's no reason to change that. But what has changed, I think, is our current code does not address things that have come to take place since 2003. We have things like communal living, tiny neighborhoods. We have types of signs we never had. We have all kinds of things that our code just does not address. So it's a chance to catch up with those items. But the other big change is also sort of changing the use definitions that relate to the different districts. We have craft industries now that we never envisioned before. We have all kinds of things that are happening that need acknowledgement in the code. So we're both acknowledging where the city is going, what the city is doing now, what the city wants to be in the future. And so we have changes to the map and changes to the use code that reflect that. We are also doing, as I said, a little bit of cleanup, some things that, for instance, our code currently says that you have to refer to a list of approved plants. We've never had a list of approved plants. So there's just little things like that that are getting cleaned up. And then I would also say that it's in aligning this with the comprehensive plan, it's also a period of public commentary. It's kind of a second check. Now that the plan was adopted, this is what the plan looks like when you turn it into a map and a code. So what does the city think about that? And so there's another chance for commentary on that. So there is a fair amount going on. But again, it's not a dramatic change from 2003. It's more of an update. And it's more a reflection of the map and the plan changes than just changing the code to change the code. So Doreen, what did I miss?
No, you didn't miss anything. I was just gonna say that right now, the only thing we're out in the community with the change is the zoning map and the uses, like Roseanne was talking about. And one of the changes it's more of a formatting change to bring the code up more modernized, is that we're creating a table of uses. Right now, the code, every district has its own list of uses and special permit uses, permitted uses, special permitted uses. And it can be very cumbersome to try to switch back and forth and look around for things. Right now, everything's going to be put in one table. So it's very easy to see what's permitted where it's first permitted, where it's first specially permitted. It's much easier to compare and contrast the different districts. So that's one major change we're seeing right now. And the map is, like Roseanne said, the map is being brought in line with the adopted placemaking plan of Rochester 2034. And probably, the biggest change is that we're upzoning more of the city. In 2003, we downzoned the city. It's, largely to low density residential. And we found that didn't achieve necessarily some of the goals we were looking for. So we're kind of right sizing the zoning and being more cognizant of the existing building types and also RTS corridors. So we're trying to build density up around RTS corridors. And trying to recognize that we don't want to make buildings non-conforming, because that contributes to disinvestment of those buildings. So those are kind of the things you're seeing right now that we've released, because we haven't really, that's what we've been focusing on, is the use table, the use definitions, the use standards, and the map. So that's what's being released right now. And then in the long run, like Roseanne was talking about, we really are assessing the whole code and trying to recognize where there's change, where we need to make changes and modernize it. So.
And if you look in the chat, Kate has added the link that you can just click on, and that use table and that map is there.
Okay. Have you considered that, back in 2003, there wasn't the housing shortage or affordable housing shortage that we have now? So has any changes been made in light of that?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Elizabeth, if you go on the ZAP website, there's a presentation on there. And I don't remember the name of it exactly, but there's one in there about, I should bring it up, but we have a presentation that talks about how we're addressing affordable housing. Oh, I think it's called ZAP and Equity. And if you go into that presentation, or maybe it's Equity and ZAP or something, if you go in that presentation, you'll see exactly how we're intentionally addressing creating more affordable housing in the city through the zoning code. Now, we can't, obviously, the zoning code doesn't build affordable housing. We only set the stage so that affordable housing has, we have more access to the marketplace or to the districts to allow it. But you can see a whole presentation on that.
Okay.
I placed a link in the chat to it.
Thanks, Kate.
Other questions? Anybody else have questions? No, I'm going to assume that a silence means no. So do we need to make a motion, Doreen, or since it's already going to move forward, do we need to do nothing?
I think that you should make a motion.
Okay.
About the, positive deck, negative deck, or say, you could even, you could say something different, like you agree with the city's direction, or you don't agree with the city's direction, or whatever, but you might want to just go on the record and say something about it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Does anyone want to make a motion or a statement?
So I'll make a motion to agree with the city's direction.
Okay. Second? Anyone
I
want to
agree.
second
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with the city's direction.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Raise your hand. Any opposed? Okay, it's unanimous.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, guys.
Good work.
Thank you.
And I think we'll plan on coming back every time we release a new portion
Okay,
and have a new round. We'll try to come back so that you stay abreast of all the updates
Oh,
and
that'd
can
be
ask
great.
questions.
that'd be great. We really appreciate that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you.
Uh,
All right.
so anything,
We go.
are we done? Is there anything else on our agenda?
The only thing left on the agenda was the motion and the adjournment.
Okay, do I have a motion to
Mary-
adjourn?
Well, wait, well, 1 second, Rosemary,
Oh,
sorry to
sorry.
interrupt.
Sure, no, no.
Mary, were there, usually at the meeting, we used to make a motion to approve the minutes from the past meeting. Are there no minutes from the past meeting, or did you already approve those, or?
What we did was we sent the presentations from December to everyone. I didn't
But there are
get
no
any-
minutes there are no minutes or.
Okay.
approved minutes.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
our
I
first
didn't get
meeting of the
any
year.
feedback, so
Yeah,
there was no
we
old
didn't have
business.
quorum last.
Okay, I gotcha. All right,
Okay,
okay.
Good question, though.
so are we
Right.
adjourned?
Do we
Yeah,
have a
just one
motion to
thing. I
adjourn?
think somebody asked something about arts and crafts and I was muted. The answer is
Oh,
yes.
yes, Carlos, I was admiring your lamp in your chair and and you were muted, but I was wondering
Yeah,
if you had
so the answer is yes, yeah.
okay. Good to know.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have a motion to adjourn.
We have a
Second.
motion to adjourn.
Okay, all in favor?
All in favor?
Okay, all in favor, great. Thank you all so much. I think we're done, right?
Thank
And
you,
guys,
yes.
thank you so much for being patient with me, with all of my different sendings. It won't happen again. I'll be a professional after today.
No worries, it's all
Process.
good.
It's a
Not a
process.
problem.
There's
All
no
right,
learning
thank
curve,
you.
Mary.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
everybody stay
bye-bye.
safe out there.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. Thank you.